hear peepers. They know I'm coming. Not uncommon to hear peepers this early. All right, good evening. I hope you're all settled in on this kind of dreary Saturday evening. And as the peepers kind of poetically singing to open up this video, reminding us that this game, now of course being as late as it is in the year, mid-February almost, this game kind of signals the beginning of the end of winter. So one final game of the NFL to talk about, and it is, of course, Super Bowl LVII. That's 57. I think we need someone like Hines Ward or maybe Teresa Hines Carey to do the opening coin toss for Hines 57 Super Bowl today. Maybe that's a good that's by the way, it's a good dunking, a good additive for Waffle House Texas cheesesteak. Someone left their pajamas here, it looks like. A pair of pajamas right there. Take a look at the creek over here. And this game, of course, being the last gasp for Rockport, whatever that guy's name is, to catch no-hit Nelly in the in Pips Pick'em's crown. No-hit goes for a 4th crown, and the Eagles going for their 2nd crown in franchise history. The Chiefs going for the 3rd crown in franchise history. A lot of storylines going on. The first one I'm going to focus on, really the only one I'm going to focus on before making my pick, I'm not going to break down the game too much, is about the head coaches, which I find to be fairly interesting storyline. Of course, you have Andy Reid, formerly of the Eagles, going up against Nick Sirianni, now of the Eagles. Sirianni once, at one point, an assistant coach under Reid in Kansas City. I believe Reid fired him. And this is the 4th time in the history of this game that you've seen the master and the understudy go up against one another. The first time being in Super Bowl 16. That was the Bengals and the 49ers. You had... No, that's not right. Yeah, Peter screwed up there. That was Bill Walsh and Forrest Egg. Super Bowl 23 was the first one. The other Bengals 49ers game. So that was Sam Weish, formerly an assistant under Bill Walsh, going up against each other, and the master won. That was 49ers won that game. And then the second time was Super Bowl 33. Where was that game? It was a dome, I think. Andy's Falcons and the Broncos. So you had Dan Reeves of the Falcons with his former assistant Mike Shanahan. And that time the assistant bested his former master, in that game as the Broncos won. And then the third time, the most recent time, 16 years ago, you got to go back. And that was in Miami, Super Bowl 41, where you had the master, Tony Dungy, and his understudy, Lovie Smith, going up against one another, formerly with Tampa Bay together. And the master won that one, Tony Dungy. The Colts won that game over Bears got Bears. So this will be the fourth time. The master is 2-1 in the game. Yeah, sure thing. And so this is a legacy game for Andy Reid, because there's a big difference between being 2-2 in the big game and 1-3, which he doesn't want to be. So this would really cement he's already a Hall of Fame coach, but this would really cement him into the Hall of Fame, and it would really lessen that whole narrative about him choking in big games. But he's gonna have a big game plan ready for this one. And as far as Sirianni, we'll see. I mean, sometimes the younger guy can have a game plan. I mean, look at Doug Peterson versus Bill Belichick, so 5 years ago. So we'll see. And just another thing of note about Nick Sirianni, of course, he did play at Mount Union as a wide receiver, I think in maybe 2000, kind of around that era. So I know John remembers him, and the rest of his Purple Raider faithful there, the Purple Raider Nation up there in Canton, Ohio. Probably. Good thing this is live. Stuttering bastard. Probably will be cheering on the Eagles for that reason alone. We'll see. Haven't gotten John's thoughts on this game yet, but so everyone's saying the most complete team is the Eagles. Probably true. It's probably true. Like, you go, 53 to 53. Okay, so Jalen Hurts now in his third season, 2.5 of starting. What a vast improvement he made this year, because remember last year, especially in that wild card game against Tampa Bay, he looked like he was holding them back some, but he made some huge improvements in the offseason, and then during the season, I think any Eagle fan will tell you that they watched him get better and better as the season went along. Is he ready to win this game? Absolutely. Now, when he was drafted in 2020, and of course we had a Wire Club party that April of 2020. It was a strange draft, but when the Eagles picked him, all the talk was that year, remember, Joe Burrow, Tua, a little bit of Herbert too. Joe Burrow, Tua. Okay. I was not high on Tua, and when the Eagles drafted him, when the Eagles drafted Hurts in the third round? Second round at the most. I should know this. I think it was like early third round. Anyway, a lot of Eagles fans went nuts over it. They had the great Carson Wentz already there. They thought it was someone thought it was a wasted pick, but I said in the room, this guy is going to be better than Tua. Of course, those two linked together, being the teammates with the Crimson Tide. The Tua getting all the accolades, the Heisman, the championship, but Hurts really saved Alabama's tail that one year. Was it 2018? And did great with Oklahoma too. He's got that intangible, that it factor. And if the Eagles lose this game, it won't be because Hurts makes a mistake. I don't believe that for a second. Okay, so on the other side, kind of a legacy game for Patrick Mahomes because he doesn't want to lose a second Super Bowl. He doesn't want to go to 5 championship games in a row and only cash one in for a title. So huge game for him. And so we'll see. Defense is what I want to focus on finally, and that's, everyone says the Eagles' defense is the best of the two teams in this game. Okay, so they only played, I think, 4 very good offenses this year, and feel free to fact check me on this, but they only played 4, I think, top 10 offenses this year, and 2 of them, Detroit and Dallas, put up like 30 plus on the Eagles defense. So right, Free Jack, right, Brett, remember that, right, EMG. Am I saying Philadelphia's defense is overrated? Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit, or maybe the point is they're not like a dominant defense. Of course, few are these days. Kansas City's defense is a little underrated. Now, here's the thing: their defense, you could kind of get up and down the field a little on them throughout the season. When it's mattered in the playoffs, they have started to pick it up, and they're playing well right now. Situational defense. They've got some playmakers there. Look at the last game. The final sack on Burrow, guys who get it done in the clutch. Spags and Balls is going to be ready to have them with a great defensive game plan, I believe. So that's a big factor right there. Will this be a little pond over there? Will this be a low-scoring game? I mean, this could be a defensive battle. But I'm going to go with offense. I'm going to go with offense in this game. And when I did my NFL predictions for 2022, in Rio in August of 2022, I predicted that the Kansas City Chiefs would win the Super Bowl 30-23. Now, I didn't have the Eagles in this game, but I did have them in the NFC Championship game. So that tells you I did think very highly of the Eagles this year. So very close to getting both teams in there. So I'm going to stick with my pick from August of 2022, where I said the Chiefs would win 30-23. I think that sounds about right. And back then I did predict that Patrick Mahomes would pick up his second Super Bowl MVP of his career. He will do so in Glendale, as they bring down the birds, just like this happened here. Very prophetic moment right here. No question. In that August, I said that the Chiefs were still the class of the NFL. They will prove it. Red Kingdom will be insufferable. Eagles 52 will be classy and show up. We may not congratulate Chief fans, but he'll show up. He doesn't hide. Give him credit. He's the lone Eagle fan. So, boy, that'd be tough to be one of those two going into this game. Me, I have no dog in the fight, so just like last year. So, interesting game here. Number 57. I bet there's some peepers in here singing their tune at nighttime. All right, so number 15, Mahomes, picks up his second Super Bowl title as a starting quarterback, joining Bart Starr, Roger Staubach, Robert Greasy, John Elway, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Benjamin Roethlisberger. I think I got them all. I think that's it, with exactly 2. Just shows you how hard it is, though, just to get 2. I mean, think of like the big names that got their 1, and that was it, you know? Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Drew Brees is another one. Andy Reid will get his second title, joining, I don't know, Vince Lombardi, some big names. Vince Lombardi, Tom Landry, Don Shula, Tom Coughlin, Mike Shanahan. Might be leaving somebody out, but yeah, some pretty big names there. So it's gonna be a great game. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching the predictions video in a different climate. Last year, it was dirt. It was on the way back from a subway run in the freezing cold, and then the next day, that Sunday, it snowed. So, yeah, that's right. So we close out this video, and we close out the end of the 2022 National Football League season, which means the next thing after this will be the always anticipated NFL draft party on Wire Club, weekend long. All right. Peace out. Enjoy the game. Good luck tonight in trivia. AD out.